Hello, hello, hello. How are you? Listen, I'm Notando Zulu. I'm a storyteller, and I would like to greet you with a Swahili word that means hello, Jambo. But you know what? There's also a song that goes with that Swahili word, Jambo. And so the first chorus, I'll say, or the first verse, however you would like to use it, is Jumbo, Jumbo Sana Jumbo. And that means hello, hello everybody, hello. The second verse is Jumbo, Jumbo Watoto Jumbo, which means hello, hello all my children, hello. But of course we're going to sing it, and I want you to sing along or sing after I sing, okay? Join in. Jumbo, Jumbo Sana Jumbo. Hello, hello everybody, hello. Jumbo, Jumbo Watoto Jumbo. Hello, hello my children, hello. Jumbo, Jumbo Watoto Jumbo. Hello, hello everybody, hello. Jumbo, Jumbo Watoto Jumbo. Hello, hello all my children, hello. Hello, all my children, hello. Hello, all my children, hello. Jumbo, Jumbo, Jumbo. Okay, so I have for you a story about Anansi, and Anansi is a trickster. And Anansi comes from the continent of Africa. And Anansi was, developed, discovered, however you want to put it, by the Ashanti people. Yes. Mm-hmm. And yes, in Ghana. That's right. Now, this is Anansi and the moss-covered rock. Now, I know that you have had some hot days. Some days when all you wanted to do was stay in the pool, in your play pool, in the yard. Yes. Well, it was one of those hot days. Mm-hmm. And Anansi was trying to find a cool place. So Anansi went into the forest because with all of the trees, well, there's much shade. And every now and then a breeze will come through. And so he's walking calmly through the forest. And he happens to look down and he sees a rock. Now that rock has some moss on it. Looks almost like a beard the way that moss is. And so he says, wow, what a strange moss-covered rock. Do you know what happened? As soon as he said that, he fainted. Yes, he did. When he finally came to, he was a little groggy. He said, oh, what happened? I was looking at this rock. I said, isn't that a strange moss-covered rock? He fainted again. Now this time when he came to, he realized, oh, this was a magical rock. And of course, Anansi was thinking, what can I do with a magical rock? Oh, I can trick all of the other animals out of whatever they picked for the day. All I have to do is get them to come down and say those words, which I'm not going to say anymore, and make them say, that, oh! And so Anansi was off to trick his friends. So, well, the first one he came to happened to be the lion. Yeah. Bruh Lion. He said, oh, Bruh Lion, Look at you. How you faring today? It's so hot. Amber Lion said, yeah, I'm just kind of laying around today because it is too hot to hunt right now. I'll wait till it's cooler in the evening. And Nancy said, well, let me see. You got some lemons there. Did you pick those today? Lion said, yes, I sure did. I'm going to make myself some lemonade later on. And Anansi said, yeah, that's great. That's great. But, I stopped by because I know it's hot. And I found a place in the forest that is so cool. You want to go for a walk with me? And, of course, the lion said, well, sure, why not? And so the lion went with Anansi into the forest. And, of course, they had conversation as they went along. How you doing? How's your family? All of that. Anyway, they got to the rock. And Anansi said, ooh, lion, look. And lion did look. And lion said, isn't that a strange moss-covered rock? And as soon as lion said that, lion fainted. And Anansi ran back to lion's house, got all of those lemons, took them to Anansi's house, put them in a bowl on his table. Now, while he was doing this, lion finally came to. He said, whoa, my head hurts. Where's that Anansi? Oh, my head hurts so much. I'm going to go on home and take a nap. He went home to take a nap, but when he got there, he saw all of his lemons were gone. Oh, no. Somebody took my lemons. But his head hurt so bad, he took a nap anyway. Well, this had worked out well for Anansi. And like all tricksters, Anansi was on the road to, well, let's see. He was going to have himself some nice fruit that day. So the next one he went to was the elephant. He said, hey, elephant, how you doing? You look good today. Isn't it hot, though? Really hot, huh? Elephant said, yeah, it is. No matter how I swing my trunk, I can't get cool enough. And then, well, he said to elephant, you got a whole bunch of eggplant there. Did you pick those today? And elephant said, well, yeah, I've been thinking about having some eggplant for dinner. And Anansi said, well, they look good. You did a good job of picking them. So, but I stopped by because it's hot. And I found this cool place in the forest. You want to go for a walk and find that cool place? Elephant said, sure, why not? So elephant followed Anansi into the forest. And, of course, they had, some conversation. How you doing? How's your family? And then they got to the rock. And Anansi said, whoa, elephant, look. You see what I see? And elephant said, wow, what a strange looking moss-covered rock. Soon as elephant said that, whoop, he fell and hit the ground. He fainted. He was out. And Anansi went to elephant's house, took all of that eggplant back to his house. And finally, elephant awakened. Whoa. I'm feeling a little bit dizzy. My head hurts. Anansi wasn't nowhere to be found, of course. So I'm going home. My head hurts. Elephant went home. When he got home, though, he saw all of his eggplant were gone. He said, oh, somebody took my eggplant. Ugh, but my head hurts. I'm going to take a nap. And so Elephant went to sleep. And Anansi was busy, busy, busy on that journey. Yes, indeedy. Anansi kept on going, found Hippo and tricked Hippo, sure enough, and Zebra, tricked Zebra, yes, indeedy. And yes, the kill deer, the little deer, yes. He had kiwi, he had watermelon, he had cantaloupe. He had a lot of fruit that he had tricked the animals out of. But there's always somebody watching you. You got to be careful when you're out. And sometimes the folks that are watching you, they're all right because they're part of your community and want to make sure that you're going to be all right. Well, there was this little deer, bush deer. Yeah. Yeah. And she had seen what Anansi was doing. She saw how Anansi was tricking these animals and then going and taking their food to his house. So she said, all I got to do is make sure that Anansi gets to me and that I got something waiting for Anansi. And sure enough, Anansi got to Miss Bush Deer. He came to her house. Hello, Miss Bush Deer. How you doing? You looking good. She said, thank you. He said, ooh, isn't it hot? She said, yes, it is. He said, ooh, my goodness gracious. You have got a ton of palm nuts there. I love palm nuts. But that is not why I stopped. That's not why I stopped. You know how hot it's been and how hot it is today. Well, guess what? I found a cool place. I did. You want to follow me to the cool place? Miss Bush Deer said, sure, why not? And so she followed Anansi into the forest. And of course, they had some conversation. And then they got to the rock. And Anansi said, ooh, Miss Bush Deer, do you see what I see? And she said, what? Anansi said, when you have to look down. Do you see what I see? And so Sister Bush Deer, she looked down and she said, well, I'm not sure. What is it that you see? He said, well, look down. And it's round. Yeah. And it's got some moss on it. And she said, well, I see several, the tree bottom has some moss on it. Anansi said, I'm not talking about the tree. You see, almost right there at your left hoof. Miss Bush Deer, if you look down, you will see something round. It's got moss on it. She said, I'm looking down and I guess I don't see what you see. Anansi said, Miss Bush Deer, you got to see it. She said, see what? He said, look, you know what you're supposed to say. She said, what am I supposed to say? He said, Miss Bush Deer, listen, right there by your left hoof, it's round. It's got moss on it. Don't you see that? She said, no, I don't see that. He said, Miss Bush Deer, you know you see it. You know you're supposed to say, isn't that a strange moss-covered rock? And Anansi fainted. And Miss Bush Deer smiled, of course. She said, Anansi, see, I knew what you were up to. I knew you were trying to trick me into saying those words, but I wasn't about to. Ha! Now you stay right where you are, out like a light. And then Miss Bush Deer, she went back and she told all of the other animals that were missing their fruit and food. She said, listen, that Anansi tricked you all, and your food is over at his house. You can go over and get it. And so the animals went and got their food, and by the time Anansi came to, Anansi said, oh, my head. Miss Bush Deer tricked me into saying those words. Anyway, I got enough food at home to last me for a long time, and I didn't have to pick a thing. But when he got home, he saw that he was the one that had been tricked and that all of the animals had come back and gotten their food. Yes. So remember, you always think about what you're doing. You know, because if you think you can try to trick somebody, there's always somebody a little bit smarter might be able to trick you too. And that is the end of Anansi and the moss-covered rock. And I want to tell you another story. It's about the animals. And this is about the whole bunch of the animals, with lion being king over all. This is called the name of the tree. You see, sometimes the animals, just like people, have hard times. And this was the year of famine and dryness, and they didn't have water, they didn't have food. And so Lion says, look, it is my job to stay right here where I am. He says, but if you all stay, there's definitely not enough food and water for you, and you will not last. He said, but you know, if you cross the desert on the other side, I am sure there is food and water. I want you all to please go and try to find some food and water for yourselves. I will stay here and maintain our kingdom here, but you all can go. And so the animals left. And they walked very slowly because they were kind of weak, because they hadn't eaten or had anything to drink for a long time. And finally, they made it across the desert. And they kept going, and they noticed on the horizon a little hump. But as they got closer and closer, they saw that this hump was really a tree, a huge tree. And on this tree was all of the fruits of the world. Whatever your favorite fruit is, like if it was strawberries, on that tree, bananas on that tree, oranges on that tree, oh, cantaloupe on that tree, star fruit on that tree. However, the fruit was up so that not one of the animals could get to it. The snake couldn't crawl around the tree and up the tree to shake anything down. Every time the snake tried to crawl, it would just slip off the tree. The elephant, well, you didn't want the elephant to knock the tree down, because if it's uprooted, you can't get it anymore. So definitely not the elephant. And the monkey with his long arms and nimble self, it couldn't grab a hold and climb up the tree either. So here was this fruit And it was filled up on this tree, but they couldn't get to it. So they said, wow, here's food and we can't get to it. Oh my goodness, what good is it? That's when the turtle spoke up. He said, you know, now my grandmother told me about such a tree. She said, this tree has a name. And if you say the name of the tree, the fruit will then lean down so that you can reach it. So the other animal said, okay, so what's the name of the tree? And the turtle said, well, I'm not sure she gave me the name. If she did, I don't remember it. But the lion knows. And so someone needs to go back and ask the lion. Well, of course, now it was the deer. Yes, Miss Antelope, actually. She was thinking, listen, I'll be the one to go. I am fast. I can leap and run and leap and run and be over there to where the lion is. Ask the question and be back before, you know what's going on. So they said, okay. And Sister Antelope, well, she was leaping and bounding across the desert. She leaped and bounded until she was at the lion. And then she said, lion, we have come to this tree, has lots of food that we can eat, but we can't get to it because we need to know the name of the tree. And someone said that you know the name of the tree. What is the name of the tree? The lion said, the name of the tree is ungodly. Do not forget it. She said, I moved too fast to forget. Thank you very much. And then she was bounding off, leaping and bounding and leaping and bounding and leaping and bounding back across the desert, back to where the others were waiting. Only thing is that after she crossed the desert and was very close to the tree, there was a rabbit hole, and her hoof got stuck in the rabbit hole, and it sent her tumbling head over hoof. And when she finished tumbling, she shook her head because she'd hit her head. The other animal saw her and said, hey, you're back. What's the name of the tree? She said, I forgot. The animal said, listen, we're going to have to send somebody else. The elephant said, I will go. I should have been the first one to go because I remember everything. I have 92 first cousins, and I remember all of their names. And I know all of the deciduous trees in the forest, and I know the names for those too. They said, okay, just go and ask the lion. Certainly. And then the elephant was off. Now, it was just trotting along, steadily, on across the desert. And the thing is, after it crossed the desert and was close to where they'd all come from, the lion saw the elephant coming. And the lion's mane kind of stood up. He had a frown on his face. And he was saying to himself, I hope that elephant's not coming to ask me the same question as the antelope. But of course the elephant was. And the elephant said to lion, listen, lion, antelope forgot the name that you told her. So please, could you tell me the name of the tree? Lion said, I told Antelope, and I'm telling you, but I'm not going to tell anybody else. Listen, the name of the tree is ungodly. You got it? Ungodly. Don't forget it, because I'm not telling anybody else. Elephant said, thank you very much. You won't have to tell anyone else. I know how to remember. I have 92 cousins, first cousins, as a matter of fact, and I know all of their names. Lion said, just don't forget. So Elephant started off back across the desert, just trotting along, steady and sure, saying to himself, why am I going to forget? I know how to remember. I know all of those trees. Yes, I do. I know all of my first cousins. Yes, I do. Forget? How could I forget? But just as he got across the desert and was getting close to where those were, his foot got stuck in the rabbit hole. And so the elephant had to pull. 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 And finally, the elephant's foot came out. But pulled so hard, the elephant fell. Hit his head. And the animals heard him fall. They ran over. Hey, elephant, what's the name of the tree? The elephant stood up, shook his head. I forgot. He said, oh no, we got food here, and we can't eat it, because we can't get to it. What are we going to do? They were really sad and crying and hairs all down, and the turtle didn't say anything to anyone, just started out. And the turtle went slow and steady across that desert. Now, I know you think about turtles moving slow, but the thing is that it's always steady. And if you watch a turtle, it doesn't look like it's really going slow if you're watching it carefully. And so the turtle made it across the desert. And the turtle went right up to that lion. Now, by the time turtle got to the lion, lion was saying to himself, I'm not telling anybody anything. His mane was up. He had a big frown on his face. He had a snarl on his mouth. His tail was flapping. And he said to the turtle, before turtle could say anything, I hope you're not here to ask me what the name of the tree is, because I told the antelope and I told the elephant the name of the tree is ungodly, and I'm not telling anybody else. And turtle said, thank you, and turned around. And then turtle did what his grandmother had taught him to do when he needed to keep some information. Remember information. So as the turtle went back across the desert, turtle sang, ungodly, ungodly, the name of the tree is ungodly, 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 the name of the tree is ungodly, 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 the name of the tree is ungodly, 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 the name of the tree is ungodly. And he got across the desert, and of course he came to that rabbit hole, and he fell into the rabbit hole. But as he was climbing his way out of that rabbit hole, he was still singing, ungodly, ungodly, the name of the tree is ungodly, 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 the name of the tree is ungodly. Well, the other animals, they were so sad, thinking that they were not going to be able to eat and that they were just going to pass away even with food available. And they were very, very sad. They had given up hope. And so their heads were down, and they weren't even listening as the turtle came amongst them, singing, ungodly, ungodly. The name of the tree is ungodly. And when the turtle got right to the bottom of that tree, that turtle looked up and said in a nice, loud voice, ungodly. And the tree bent its boughs down so that the animals could eat all of the fruit that they wanted. And the animals looked up, oh, and they said, thank you, turtle. Thank you ever so much. And they said, we must remember the name of this tree so that whenever we are hungry, we can eat. And that is the end of that. Thank you for listening to my stories. Bye-bye.